I live in the Joffrey Ballet building, so it's on State and Randolph. It's really close to MPP and Columbus Plaza, which is where most students live. But we have a dog, so we needed an apartment with a little bit more space, and that would allow bigger dogs. So this apartment is awesome. Being downtown is phenomenal, and the commute is really easy. You can easily take a bus down to campus or take the train. And it's where everybody lives, so it's great to be in the neighborhood and to run into people when you're out on the streets there. And it's also close to Bleacher, which is so convenient because the space is really helpful for group meetings and for classes.
So I live in Columbus Plaza, which is a pretty common building. I think 30% of students live in the Loop and about like 15% live there in the same building. And it kind of has a dorm type of feeling that all my friends live there, but also it's kind of cool because like it's just a building, it's spacious, it's affordable, and it's connected to the Bedway, which is pretty convenient over the winter because you don't have to get out until you get to school, which is kind of cool. But now I'm staying in Chicago for full time, probably moving out because I want to have more like a Chicago type of life in the northern neighborhoods, kind of Lincoln Park all down.
I live in Lincoln Park, so that's up north of downtown by a few miles, and it's more of a neighborhood feel, which I feel more comfortable with. And the one thing I was worried about when I got to Booth is, people live all over the city, making sure that it was a community, a good community of people, and that is like the least problem I can possibly imagine. If anything, I just like to get away from time to time. But I live in Lincoln Park and drive in, and spend a lot of time at the Harper Center here in the Winter Garden, socializing with friends. My first year, I lived in the Loop, in the dorms, as everyone calls them, and that was a really fun experience. But for my second year, I wanted to go see how it would be, where I would live if I, was just living in Chicago for good, and if I was working here. That's what Lincoln Park has more of that.
I live in the South Loop, which is probably the second most populated area for Booth students, the first being the Loop and the dorms, as we like to call them. But I live a little further south, and I love where I live. It has a little more of a neighborhood feel. I have my grocery store just 2 blocks away. I have a lot of great little independent restaurants around the corner as well. My own dry cleaner, coffee shop. It's a really good community right in the heart of downtown Chicago, and it's only a 7-minute walk to the Metro, which is how I get down to campus.